Hey guys, Mike Petrella, makingadditionalincome.com. In this video, we're going to be talking about gathering customers. Gathering customers in Ambit Energy, it's very simple, but it's very important that you follow a proven system. Things you don't want to do while gathering customers, you don't want to start talking to them about saving money. You don't want to talk about rates, and you don't want to talk about all the great incentives that Ambit gives customers once they become a customer. If you do any of these things, I guarantee you'll get frustrated over time and you'll wind up quitting the business. Now, the reason for this is people just don't like to be sold on things. So once you start talking about rates, oh, you got to save a bunch of money, and you get this, you get a 2-night, 3-day hotel voucher, and then you also get to generate points, just like a credit card, while you use your energy, and then you could turn those points in, and you could get a trip on a cruise. Once you start talking about all that stuff, people feel like they're being sold, and people don't like that. So now I'm going to tell you what I do to get my customers, and what every successful person in the business does. We ask for a favor. In the beginning, I felt a little weird asking for a favor because I'm just the type of person that I don't like to ask for favors. And then once I started doing it, started feeling good, because then you start seeing how many people actually really care and how many people are willing to do you a favor. So the way I go about it is I just ask the person, I need to ask you a favor. Their reaction is, of course, what is it? So then I tell them, if it's not going to cost anything, it won't inconvenience you, you're actually going to save some money, and you'll really be helping me, Jess, and the kids out, can you do me a favor? See, I put my wife in there, I put my wife Jessica in there, and I mention my kids, and I do that for a reason. My reason is I want to make it very personal. I want them to know why I'm asking them to become my customer. And it's always important to throw your why in there. Everybody's why is different. You might be doing this business because you want to get your child into a certain college. So you would tell them ask them the same exact thing. It's not going to cost you anything. It won't inconvenience you. You're actually going to be helping me and my family out. Can you do us a favor? And again, they want to maybe know exactly what the favor is. So then you tell them, I just need your gas and electric bill. I'm going to save you money on the bills, but we're going to we want to put our son Joe into this special college, and the only way he's going to get into the college is if we make it a little extra money, because we're not making great money right now on our jobs. And so I picked up this part-time business that I'm doing. We're really serious about the business, and our reason for doing the business is to get our son into this college. So can you help us out? All you got to do is become our customer. Again, it's not going to cost you anything. It's not going to inconvenience you. There's no contracts. And again, you're going to be helping us out. You're going to be helping us get our child into college. And you'll get a lot of yeses that way. People love doing favors for other people. That's a big thing you got to see. That it's funny because there's a lot of people who they actually don't care about saving a little money. You'll be surprised. There's people who don't care about saving money, but once it comes to doing a favor, right away they'll do it. I mean, it's just like when you're at work and somebody's selling candy bars or those Girl Scout cookies. You might not even want them, but you wind up buying some and maybe even giving them away. Because why? Because you wanted to do that person a favor. You knew they were doing it for their kids. You want to do them a favor. Same thing when you buy those overpriced candles and whatever. There's a ton of things now in school where kids are always bringing something home when they're selling it, but people buy them because they feel they're doing a favor. And in this business, you're never gonna take $1 from anybody. It's just the opposite. You're putting money back into people's pockets. But it's key. You got to ask for the favor. And now I'm going to give you 2 examples of why you have to make it personal, because this is a very personal business. And here's 2 examples of when I personally asked for the favor. I called one of my friends, Jeff. I asked him if he would do me a favor. So then I went through the whole thing, asking him for the favor. and he told me he was at his mother's house. He was eating dinner, but when he gets home, he'll get me the bills. He got home, he got me the bills, and he told me, he's like, so this is really gonna be helping you, Jess, and the kids out? I'm like, yes, definitely. And he's like, it's not gonna cost me anything? I told him, no, it's not gonna cost you a dime, but you're really gonna be helping us out, and we appreciate it. So he said, fine. He's like, here's my bills, here's my information. I would have, if you didn't ask me for a favor, though, he straight out told me if I didn't ask him for a favor, he wouldn't have gave me his bills. And the reason was he lives in an apartment. His bills barely cost him anything. So his reaction was, well, what are you going to save me, $1, $2 a month on my bills? It's if it was just that, it was more of a hassle for him to find his bills to give it to me. But the reason he gave me those bills and became my customer was because he wanted to do me and my family a favor. Now I got another example, and this one includes me getting shot down because I didn't get trained my first day when I started the business. On my first day of doing the business, I put my bill in right away. That was an easy one. Then I put each of my parents' bills in. They're both divorced, so finally something worked out for me with that situation. I got a bill from each of them. And then I put my aunt in, and then I went to my father-in-law. And when I went to my father-in-law, I started telling him, no, you got to save a bunch of money. And then I started going through all the incentives. And then he just wound up cutting me off, and he told me, he's like, Mike, I'm not interested. I once tried to save money through some company. I really didn't save anything. And I'm not interested. He told me he was sorry. And then I made a mistake of saying, oh, it's okay, don't worry about it. Worst thing I did, because, that was just plain stupid of me saying that, because it wasn't okay, and I told him not to worry about it, but it bothered me. And it bothered me for a while, because all I kept thinking is my father-in-law just turned me down. My father-in-law, he doesn't like me? It kept eating at me, like that my father-in-law turned me down. And then I actually wound up getting trained, and I was taught to ask for the favor. So about a month went by, and I got my courage back up. I went to him, and then I asked him for a favor. I asked him by telling him, I'm doing this business to support your daughter and your grandchildren. I'm doing this for them, and it's not a hobby. I'm not just trying it out. This is something I'm very serious about, and again, I'm doing this for your daughter and for your grandkids. I was like, can you please help us out? It means a lot to me. They're everything to me. I know they mean a lot to you. Can you please help me out? So he wound up finally telling me, yeah, fine, I'm going to give you the bills. And he was still going a little back and forth with it, but he said, you know what? I'll give them to you. If anything goes wrong, I'm coming after you. And he, like I said, he gave me the bills. And then a while later, once he started seeing himself saving money, he actually started recommending other people to me. So, that's, again, it all comes down to the favor, because once you try to start selling somebody on something, they don't want to be sold. Believe me, guys. You'll get a few people like that, but if you want to get everybody you walk up to, ask for the favor. And then also, anyone you do business with on a monthly basis should also be your customer. This could be a barber, a hairstylist, it could be a landscaper, a deli you go to all the time, if you get your pet groomed on a normal basis, just anybody you do business for on a normal basis should also be your customer. And I'm going to give you an example of that too. I go to a deli every morning when I work my 9-to-5 job, and one day I was in the deli and I asked the owner for the favor. I went right through it, and he told me he's going to think about it. Kept coming back. Oh, I'm going to think about it. I'm going to think about it. Every day I see him, I'm going to think about it. Then finally I told him, I was like, hey, listen, if you can't become my customer, I can't be your customer anymore. He looked at me with this look, and he's like, you serious? So I told him, I was like, yeah, I'm serious. And I was like, I come here every day. I come here because over the years we became friends. Just from me coming into the deli, we talk to each other about each other's kids all the time. and I know you do this business, you own this deli to support your kid. I was like, well, I do this business to support my kids, and it really means a lot to me if you become my customer. And I'm telling you, I could go to another deli and probably get the same exact breakfast for cheaper. But I keep coming here giving you my business because, again, I feel like we became friends over the years. So if you want to continue to have my business, I'm going to need to have, you got to have to give me your business too. And I left that day. I left him thinking about it. Again, he said, oh, I'm going to think about it. But then the next day I walked in, he had the bills in his hand, where it was right on the register waiting for me to come in. And I wound up signing him up as my customer. All right, this is a proven system that myself and every other successful person in the business uses. So I really hope you learned something through this video and through this through my blog. And just remember, the things to do when gathering customers, it's very easy. Very, very, very simple things to do when gathering customers. Ask for the favor, ask for the favor, ask for the favor, and make it personal. Let them know your why. Always let them know your why. Now, once you get the customers, it's very important to put them straight into the computer. And if you don't know how to do that, you can reach me on my contact page, and I'll go over it with you. But it's very simple to enter customers into the system. But once you enter them in, you have to get them third-party verified. People like to say TPV. You need to get them third-party verified. It's very easy. You call this automated number, and they just hit one a bunch of times, say yes maybe once or twice, and they say their name, and that's that. After that, the other thing is, once you have them in there, just keep checking to make until they get energized, which means they're active. They got to go from pre-verified to pending, and then to energized. You want to make sure they don't go to pre-verified failed, which is a little black dot. It could be a number of reasons. Most likely you just put something in wrong or clicked on the wrong thing, and then you just got to put them back in. But if you're not checking that, you're never going to know that they went to pre-verified failed. So that's very important that you keep on top of it. Check periodically and make sure they get to energized. Let's see, quick example. Here's a customer. Let me get this in here. All right, these little yellow dots here, these are pending. So they went from pre-verified to pending. Once they go to energized, they turn green. You hover over it, it says energized. Now here's a black dot, and it says not an active Con Ed gas customer. Now I know exactly what happened and why this person went to pre-verified failed. This is a New York customer. In New York, we have Con Edison for Con Edison for electric, and we have National Grid or Keyspan for gas. And the person who this was a new consultant who put this customer in, and by accident he must have checked off Con Edison for gas when he should have checked off Keyspan for gas, and that's why it came up as failed. So I talked to him, I gave him a call, I explained it to him, and he's putting the customer back in. But now if I didn't tell him that, he would have just lost out on these customers. He probably would have never noticed. So that's why it's very important on your own that you go and you check and make sure that they didn't go to pre-verified failed. Because again, it's always some little mistake. It's nothing big. It's quick to fix. All right, so that's about it, guys. So just remember, ask for the favor, make it personal, and make sure that customer goes through the third-party verification and that they don't go to pre-verified fail. All right, later.